beginning in the outside of row number 15. That's right, row 15 in 30th position from Chesapeake, Virginia. He drives the number 67 Lucky 7 Bail Bond Chevrolet J.T. Jackson. Starting 29th from Chesterfield, Virginia, the Fulghams Bail Bond Chevrolet Lynn O'Neill in the 15A. To the outside of row number 14, the Carroll's Automotive Toyota from Lenexa, Virginia, the son of Terry Carroll, Justin Carroll, the 91. To the inside of row 14 and 27th, she comes to us from North Carolina, the Rev Racing Chevrolet, 18 years old. Please welcome Annabeth Barnes to Langley Speedway in the 72. No stranger to Langley Speedway, the 1993 champion at Langley, and he's got sponsorship from Newmark Builders, and it's a Chevrolet from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Welcome back to Langley Speedway, number 57, Eddie Johnson. He starts in 25th to the inside of row number 13, the son of Eddie Johnson. He's got a modified car, too, from Mechanicsville, Virginia, Chris Johnson in 36. In 24th to the outside of row number 12, the Ridgewater G2 Chevrolet. Number 1, Paul Green is here at Langley. Starting 23rd in the 83, the Keys Vacations. Number 83, he drives a Ford from Yorktown, Virginia. 83, Jeremy Grogg. Back at Langley Speedway, he is a 5-time Langley Speedway champion. He drives the Danny's Glass Chevrolet from Poquoson, Virginia. 26, Danny Edwards Jr. From Concord, North Carolina, starting 21st, the Toyota Nike iRacing Machine. The 8, Jack Madrid. To the outside of row number 10, he drives the Corvin Orthopedic Chevrolet from Moyock, North Carolina. Back in the 01, Jeff Shiflett. To the inside of Jeff from Newport News, driving the 92.9 The Wave Chevrolet, the 92, Casey Wyatt. To the outside of row number 9 from Charles City, Joe Scarborough in the 10. 17th from Virginia Beach, 3-time Langley Speedway champion, 2-time Hampton Heat winner, the Hampton Roads Toyota dealers, Toyota, C.E. Falk. In 16th from Martinsville, Virginia, Autos by Nelson Toyota. Please welcome to Langley Speedway, the number 14 driver, Trey Jarrell. From Chester, Virginia in 15th, the Williamsburg Honda Hyundai ride, Shane Lockhart, the 95. He was last year's winner in the Hampton Heat 200 from Ridgeway, Virginia. AutosByNelson.com, number 88, Matt Bowling. Starting 13th through the inside of row number 7 from Yorktown, Virginia. He's had some great runs this year. The KeysVacations.com, number 7, Dude Gibbs. To the outside of row number 6. In the 12th position, driving car 12 from Charborough, North Carolina, Hopper Landscaping Chevrolet, Dean Shiflett. From Maryland, please welcome to Langley Speedway, 25 years of age, Michael Harden, driving car number 4 in 11th. Another great qualifying effort to the outside of row number 5 in 10th position from Chesapeake, Virginia, the Shreves Racing Chevrolet, Dwayne Shreves in 38. In 9th from Louisville, Kentucky, the Alpha Energy Solutions, number 11, 16 years old, Ben Rhodes. In 8th, the Williamsburg Machine, Carroll's Automotive, number 90. Great qualifying effort for Terry Carroll at Langley Speedway. He drives the Dunkin' Donuts CMIT Solutions Chevrolet, Two-time Langley Speedway champion from Virginia Beach, number 55, Mark Wirtz. He got a win a couple of weeks ago. He starts 6th. The Pocosin driver, 97.3 the Eagle, ComServe Wireless Chevrolet, 3-time Langley Speedway champion, Greg Edwards. In row 3, in 5th position, they call him Butterbean. Wall Law Offices Extreme Design. From Chesapeake, Virginia, the 03, Butterbean Queen, Brendan Queen. To the outside of row number 2 in 4th, from Danville, Virginia, St. Lawrence Radiology, Toyota, the 99, Peyton Sellers. Starting 3rd from Newport News, Virginia. 3 wins this year, 2nd in the points. The Waltz Engineered Sales, number 2, Matt Waltz. At the outside of the front row, he just ran the Craftsman Series truck race in the mud this past Wednesday. Autos by Nelson Toyota from Danville, Virginia. Welcome to Langley Speedway number 17, Timothy Peters. On the pole again tonight. He's done it a lot this year, and he's got the track record for the season. He's 3rd in points from Hampton, Virginia, the Town Bank Surf Rider Hampton Chevrolet, 77, Quick, Nick Smith. 5 wins this year for Nick.
Nick, let me grab you just for a moment. On behalf of Carl's Racing Products, winner of the Pole Award, and Danny's here, the official racing parts store for all your racing needs. Here's a check for $300 for putting it on the pole and being today truly Quick Nick Smith.
That's right. Thank you, guys. I want to thank all the fans for coming out, and thank everybody from South Boston to come and support the race tonight. And I'm looking forward to a great race, a lot of great competitors, and just hope to be there at the end. And I want to thank Carl for this pole money. And we spent he's got a lot of good parts going over there, got good business going, and he helped me out a lot in the beginning of the year. I want to thank him for that too. But I want to thank my guys for putting me on the pole tonight, and I'm going to just try to be there at the end for them.
Nick Smith will try to get a win number 6 tonight and be a repeat winner in the Hampton Heat. Only one other person has done that, CE Fogg. But Nick Smith, $300 richer, compliments of Carl's Racing Products here tonight.
Nick Smith, he's the guy that holds the track record this year. He is 3rd in the points and just 1 point out of 2nd behind Matt Waltz, who drives the 2. Matt Waltz has 3 wins this year. 6 wins for CE Falk, 5 for Nick Smith, and 1 for Greg Edwards. Nick's got the fastest lap so far, 15.508. We'll do it. The Town Bank, number 77 with a 15.683.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the words we've been waiting for.
Gentlemen and lady, start your engine.
It's 200 laps. It's called the Hampton Heat. It's the 6th annual. We're going to get it on, baby. Here with the call is Mike Allen.
Our flagman, Shane Snyder, about to let them know 1 lap until they'll turn them loose at Langley Speedway for the Hampton Heat 200. 2013 edition of the Hampton Heat 200 for $10,000. About to get underway. The Easy Auto and Newport News late model stock cars. NASCAR officials and Jimmy Walker letting them know that all caution flags do count. It's over a 100-lap race. Since it is a 200-lap event, the caution flags will count. Cone rule will be in effect. Nick Smith leads them down. Green flag is in the breeze. We're underway at Langley Speedway for the 2013 edition of the Hampton Heat 200. At the exit of turn 2, Nick Smith will lead the field. We'll try and get through this first lap with 30 late models at this point, 395. Slightly banked oval, Langley Speedway in Hampton, Virginia. Nick Smith is in the lead. Matt Waltz right there on his back bumper. The 99, Peyton Sellers in 3rd spot, being challenged by Timothy Peters, who slides underneath. Butterbean working on the inside of Greg Edwards at the exit of 4. It is so cool to see 30 late model stock cars in full effect, and a spin by Jeff Shiflett in turn 1, and a little bit of damage as Jeremy Grog gets into Shiflett. Our first caution flag on lap 2 for Jeff Shiflett, who spins down at the bottom of turn number 1. He got sideways. The 15 got a little piece of this. Lynn O'Neill, and also the 83 of Jeremy Grog after the spin by Jeff Shiflett. First caution flag, and it will be lap 3 now. Jeremy Grog goes back out. Cone rule is in effect, and let's see, well, Greg Edwards is going to try it on the outside along with Timothy Peters. There goes the 4. That's Michael Harden. He's going to be the third in line on the outside to try the cone. Dwayne Shreves also in the 38. And the 88, Matt Bowling, last year's winner of the Hampton Heat. He'll be to the outside of Mark Wirtz, choosing to use the St. Leo University cone. And looks like there's about 3 more cars. Danny Edwards also will use the cone. And here we go again. Green flag in the air. Green lights are on, and they're into the gas. Lap number 7 for the Hampton Heat 200 at Langley Speedway. 7, Timothy Peters working on the outside of Matt Waltz in the 2. Matt holding him off for the minute. Takes back over that second spot. They rub a little bit at the exit of 4. And Matt Waltz takes over the second spot. Peyton Sellers now working on the 17 of Timothy Peters, and Greg Edwards all over the back bumper of Peyton Sellers. In his 99, Dwayne Shreves takes a spin in turn number 3. Looks like he was able to keep it off the wall. So our second caution flag for the 38 of Dwayne Shreves, who spins and slides up into turn number 3, but no damage. Well, the 8 and the 83 and 36 will come down pit road. Jack Madrid in the 8, the Toyota. 36, Chris Johnson, and also they'll continue to try and get the 83 of Jeremy Grog. Timothy Peters, the 17. He goes to the outside, takes the cone, along with the 4 of Michael Harden. 55, Mark Wirtz. 7 of Dude Gibbs. The 40 of C.E. Falk. The 26 of Danny Edwards. The 14 of Trey Gerald. All choosing to use the cone. And I think Eddie Johnson's going to give it a shot, along with the 10. And he's also going to try it. And that's Joe Scarborough. 15 also goes to the outside as we're back underway. Green flag flies. Lynn O'Neill, the last of those to join the outside cone. And a spin right here, Terry Carroll. Dean Shiflett, Casey Wyatt avoids it. Dwayne Shreves with a torn-up race car. The second caution flag he's involved in within 2 laps. Also a lot of damage on the 95 of Shane Lockhart. His car is all torn up. There's Joe Scarborough. He got a piece of this. The 90 of Terry Carroll. Dwayne Shreves. 38, and we've got debris on the backstretch over there between turn 2 and the back straightaway, where cars got involved in that wreck and kept going. Dean Shiflett is on pit road. He got a piece of that. Our third caution flag, and only 15 laps. Greg Edwards, he's going to make some adjustments on the rear end of his 97.3, the Eagle car, and Greg didn't feel too comfortable with that 97, so he comes into the pits. They jack up the back end of the 97. A lot of torn up sheet metal on the front end of the 95 of Shane Lockhart after he got involved in that wreck. going to try it on the outside along with the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Mark Wirtz in the 55 Dunkin' Donuts. Danny Edwards in the 26 Danny's Glass Machine. Trey Gerald the 14, the 57 of Eddie Johnson will try it on the outside using the St. Leo University cone. And the 15 of Lynn O'Neill will close up on the back bumper of Eddie Johnson on the outside. To the inside, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters up front, the 4 of Michael Harden, then the 7 Dude Gibbs, the 03 of Butterbean Queen, and the 40 of C.E. Falk. Back underway with the green flag action. Langley Speedway with a Hampton Heat 200, a challenge for the lead. Matt Waltz is trying to take it away from quick Nick Smith. He's got him about a half a car length. Matt Waltz trying to take the lead, and he will lead this lap in the 2. Down on the inside, Nick Smith not giving up. He does not want to give up the lead and get caught up in some traffic. He's trying to take that lead back, and he does for the minute. Now between 3 and 4. He's got pressure by Timothy Peters in the 17. Matt Waltz now races side by side. He's on the outside of Timothy Peters down low. Peyton Sellers following this action as he watches these two race side by side out his windshield. He's back and forth. The field gets strung out just a bit. Peyton Sellers challenging the 2 of Matt Waltz for that 3rd position as Duke Gibbs slices underneath the 55 Dunkin' Donuts Chevrolet of Mark Wirtz. They race side by side. Duke Gibbs has had some very good runs this year. He would love to win the Hampton Heat 200 in the 7. 30 laps completed here at Langley Speedway. Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, Matt Waltz, Peyton Sellers, and Michael Hart in the top 5. Followed by Mark Wirtz, Dude Gibbs, Danny Harrell, C.E. Falk, Ben Rhodes in the top 10 in car 11. Matt Waltz on the outside of a battle now between himself and Peyton Sellers. They battle for the 3rd position. Peyton Sellers is going to take it away. Matt's not giving up too easy, though. Now he tucks back in line in 4th, just ahead of the 4 of Michael Hart in 5th. Casey Wyatt trying to work his way back up through the field. He's passed 5 cars. Now he's set to sights to the inside of Terry Carroll's number 90 on the back straightaway. And he will make the pass as the 17 of Timothy Peters challenges for the lead on Nick Smith. Comes up and races side by side, door to door. Makes the pass look easy. Timothy Peters has the lead at Langley Speedway for the first time. Nick Smith back to the 2nd spot. Peyton Sellers 3rd. It's the 2 of Matt Waltz and the 4 of Michael Harden in the top 5. Dude Gibbs. Then it's Mark Wirtz. Danny Edwards, I should say. The 40 of C.E. Falk. And the 11 of Ben Rhodes. Here goes the 99. Peyton Sellers getting to the inside of Nick Smith. Timothy Peters with a 2-car length advantage over this side-by-side battle between the 99 and 77. Nick Smith and Peyton Sellers. They rub and touch a little bit between turns 1 and 2. Matt Waltz watching this action. "36 laps completed. What a race. The Hampton Heat 200 is on. Timothy Peters, Peyton Sellers, the top 2. Matt Waltz in 3rd spot. Then quick Nick Smith in 4th. Michael Harden. Dean Shiflett comes back into the pits as this action continues on the racetrack. Top 10 or 12 drivers nose to tail. Timothy Peters, Peyton Sellers, Matt Waltz, Nick Smith, and Michael Harden. Dude Gibbs, Mark Wirtz, Danny Edwards, C.E. Falk, Ben Rhodes, Brendan Queen, and the 14 of Trey Gerald. 12 cars, nose to tail. Then about 7 to 10 car lengths back to the 57 of Eddie Johnson. And Eddie's back there in 13th, ahead of Jeff Shiflett, Paul Green, Annabeth Barnes. Having a great run tonight. She's in the 72 and 16th. Mark Wirtz looking to the inside on Dude Gibbs now. Challenging for that position, that's 6. C.E. Falk to the inside of Danny Edwards. And Ben Rhodes is trying to follow his mentor, C.E. Falk, in the 40. Peyton Sellers closing in on Timothy Peters for the lead on lap 41. All over the back bumper now, looking to the inside between 3 and 4. Nick Smith is there. He shoves the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Peyton in second position. Nick Smith coming back to life. Matt Waltz is too. He's all over the back bumper of Nick Smith. They are 3rd and 4th. Nick Smith wants to get back up to the front. He looks on the inside of Peyton Sellers, 99. Door to door they race between turns 1 and 2. Peyton Sellers pulls a little bit ahead on the outside. Timothy Peters is loving this action as he's able to set sail a little bit, about 3.5 car lengths ahead of Peyton Sellers. Nick Smith trying to stay off the 99, but Peyton Sellers coming down when he goes into the turns in turn 1 and also in 3. He might be in jeopardy of getting hit by Nick Smith. He's shutting the door on him quite a bit, trying to protect that position. Mark Wirtz now closing in on the top 5 as he gets to the 4 of Michael Harden's back bumper, now looking on the inside of the exit of 2. Look how close the racing is. Timothy Peters will have to start working some lap traffic just ahead of his windshield. The 83 of Jeremy Grogg, also the 8 of Jack Harden, and the 15 of Lynn O'Neill. Get a little dicey up here as they work the lap traffic. Timothy Peters, they stay to the inside. The faster cars on the outside. Jeremy Grogg has gone a lap down. And again, Jeremy staying on the inside along with the 8, who's slowing up quite a bit now between 3 and 4, and will take it into the pits. And that is Jack Madrid. Timothy Peters, 2.5 car lengths over the 99 of Peyton Sellers. About 3 car lengths back to Nick Smith in 3rd, right on his back bumper, the 2 of Matt Waltz. And about 2.5 car lengths back, you'll find the 4 of Michael Harden. As the 55 Dunkin' Donuts car, Mark Wirtz is trying to work to the inside to take over the 5th position. Last month or two, Mark Wirtz has been extremely fast. Dude Gibbs and Ben Rhodes watching these guys. Butterbean working on the 26 of Danny Edwards, the Danny's Glass Chevrolet. Dude Gibbs gets to the inside of the 4. Mark Wirtz was able to get by. Mark Wirtz up to 5th. Michael Harden, the 4 is 6. Dude Gibbs is right there, though, in the 7. Taking that position away now on the back straightaway. Ben Rhodes in the 11 follows him through along with C.E. Falk, trying to make the move and follow the tire tracks of Ben Rhodes. What a race. Everywhere you look, we've got action. It's lap 52. Timothy Peters, the leader of this race. He ran the Camping World Truck Series race and got a top 10 in that dirt racing in Dora the other day. 8 cars still not up to speed. Jack Madrid, he'll have to take it into the pits. He's in jeopardy of getting the black flag if he can't pick up the pace a little bit. Casey Wyatt trying to work his way back up through the traffic after he got a little piece of that action over there between the bottom of turn 1 and the top of turn 1. A lap number 20th. 14 all over Butterbean. Trey Jarrell working the 11th position on Butterbean Queen. C.E. Falk gets to the inside of the 11 of Ben Rhodes. He makes the pass at the X of the 4. And C.E. Falk is up to 7th. Well, we had 3 quick caution flags, and then we've had about 30-some laps completed. No incidents. A couple of cars have come into the pits. Looks like Greg Edwards might be out. He's still trying to work on his car, but he's only completed 14 laps, and we're at lap 57, so trying to figure out what went wrong with the 97.3, the Eagle Chevrolet. Timothy Peters leads. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Matt Waltz, and Mark Wirtz, the top 5. Then Dude Gibbs, C.E. Falk, Ben Rhodes, Michael Harden, Danny Edwards, top 10. Trey Jarrell is 11th. Brendan Queen is 12th. Jeff Shiflett, 13th. Eddie Johnson is 14th. Paul Green is 15th. Casey Wyatt 16th, Annabeth Barnes 17th, Chris Johnson 36 is 18th, JP Jackson 19th, and Terry Carroll in the top 20 out of 30 drivers. Peyton Sellers staying right with the 17. Timothy Peters not able to get away as they're about to put a lap on the 90 of Terry Carroll. Terry was hoping for a good run tonight, if not a win, but got caught up in a wreck. And he goes a lap down as the top 5 get by. Matt Waltz working on the 77 of Nick Smith for that 3rd spot, staying right with Nick. And here comes the 55 Dunkin' Donuts Mark Wirtz machine. The leader of this race, Timothy Peters of Danville, Virginia. AutosByNelson.com and Stallings Collision Centers helping him out with sponsorship. Being challenged very close by that 99. Peyton Sellers of Danville, Virginia, the 99 Toyota. Banks Racing Engines and AR Bodies. Jeff Shiflett working the 83 of Jeremy Grogg. He gets the pass on him. Here goes Eddie Johnson by, or at least trying to get by, closes in on the 83 of Jeremy Grogg. The 14 machine of Trey Gerald trying to get a top 10 as he works on Danny Edwards in the Danny's Glass Chevrolet. Casey Wyatt still continuing to move up, trying to get that 15th position from Paul Green. Followed very closely by Annabeth Barnes, the lady in the field. Annabeth, 18 years old. She is from North Carolina with Rev Racing Toyota. And Max Siegel helping out that driver in the 72. Annabeth Barnes. Look at this, the 99 and 77. Battle for the 2nd spot. Nick Smith comes back to life, getting on the inside of Peyton Sellers for that 2nd spot. Door to door they race. And Matt Waltz will try and follow him through. Gets to the inside of Peyton Sellers, trying to take away that 3rd position on lap 68. Mark Wirtz also follows the tire tracks of the 2 of Matt Waltz. And Mark Wirtz, he spins as he gets to the inside of the 99 of Peyton Sellers. He brings out the caution flag. He spins down to the entrance of pit road. Peyton Sellers came down on him a little bit, and Mark tried to stay off of him, but spun himself in that 55. Our first make that our 4th caution flag, as Mark Wirtz is the reason for that spin at the entrance to pit road. In 25th, then Dean Shiflett, Joe Scarborough, Greg Edwards, Shane Lockhart, and Dwayne Shreves. 1 lap to go. Who's going to use the cone? Peyton Sellers is going to try it on the outside, along with C.E. Falk. Ben Rhodes also. Any other takers? Looks like Danny Edwards will be on the outside. He chose the St. Leo University cone, along with the 57 of Eddie Johnson, and the 92.9, the wave car, Casey Wyatt. Chris Johnson also in the 36. And that will be it. We'll be lined up and ready to go to the green flag with Timothy Peters on the inside, Nick Smith, Matt Waltz, Dude Gibbs, and the 4 of Michael Harden down on the bottom. Green flag is out, back underway at Langley for the Hampton Heat 200, lap 79. Timothy Peters leads them. Nick Smith 2nd. Peyton Sellers gets to the outside of the 2 of Matt Waltz, takes over the 3rd spot. Matt back to 4th, and a side-by-side battle for 5th. Duke Gibbs and C.E. Falk fight it out for that 5th position. Duke Gibbs and C.E. Falk with a drag race down the back straightaway for the 5th position. Meanwhile, the 77 all over the back bumper, the 17 of Timothy Peters for the lead of the race. The 4 car of Michael Harden down on the inside of Danny Edwards in the Danny's Glass Chevrolet. Casey Wyatt gets by the 57 of Eddie Johnson. He moves up. Meanwhile, up front, the battle continues for the lead as Nick Smith looks to make a challenge on the 17 of Timothy Peters and take over that spot. Timothy trying to block the inside of the racetrack. Nick Smith will have none of that. He shoves him into turn number 1. At the exit of 2, Nick Smith closes up again on the back bumper of Timothy Peters, number 17. Again, he shoves him a little bit between 3 and 4, letting him know he is coming. Great race up for the front spot between the 17 and 77. Timothy Peters and Nick Smith. Nick working his way on the inside, got into that rear quarter panel a little bit. He's side by side with him down the front straightaway. Nick Smith takes over the lead for just a minute. Timothy Peters fights him back on the outside. It's lap 85. Peyton Sellers watching these two. Peyton's going to follow the 77 of Nick Smith. If he's able to get by, and it looks like he will be. Here goes the 2. Matt Waltz comes up to life. He gets the 3rd spot away from Peyton Sellers in the 99. And now Dude Gibbs working on the inside of Peyton Sellers. Peyton's been chopping a lot of guys off from that inside. That is what got the 55 spun around. 87 laps completed. Nick Smith leads Timothy Peters, Matt Waltz, Peyton Sellers, and Dude Gibbs, the top 5. Then Ben Rhodes, C.E. Falk, Michael Harden, Trey Gerald, and Brendan Queen in the top 10. 30 late model stock cars started this race for the Hampton Heat 200 with $10,000 to win. You can tell there's a lot of money up for grabs as Nick Smith doing all he can to stay ahead of the 17, but the caution flag is out and a spin over in turn number 2. Looks like that might be Jeff Shiflett again and the 67 of J.T. Jackson. That is actually the 36 of Chris Johnson that has spun around. And our 5th caution flag involving the 67 of J.T. Jackson and the 36 of Chris Johnson. And the 88, Matt Bowling will get his lap back. Cars using the cone include the 88 of Matt Bowling, the 11, Ben Rhodes, the 40 of C.E. Falk, 55, Mark Wirtz, the 92.9, the wave car, Casey Wyatt, the Danny's Last 26. By the way, if you parked in the trailer park lot, they are towing cars. If you parked over there in the trailer park, now we have a parking lot next to it, but if you park actually in the trailer park, they are towing cars, just to let you know. 94 laps up and lights back underway at Langley Speedway. The green flag is out. Nick Smith is in the gas and leads the field over the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Timothy Peters right there in the 17, following closely on the back bumper. And he's got company right behind him, the 2 of Matt Waltz and the 11 of Ben Rhodes. Casey Wyatt has done a fine job in that 92.9, the wave car, working his way back up through the traffic after being back in the rear of the field. Casey now works on the outside of Mark Wirtz, and he's making an outside work for him a little bit. And to the outside of the 4 of Michael Harden now as he battles for 10th. Casey Wyatt moving up. Danny Edwards also on the outside. He's got Jeff Shiflett to his inside. And Casey working the outside of Michael Harden for 9th position. He's got 10th. Getting a little tight here between turns 1 and 2. Dude Gibbs moving up as the 2 of Matt Waltz challenges for the 3rd spot. He's on the inside working the 17 of Timothy Peters. He will take that position away. 98 laps completed. Some great racing. The 11 car, Ben Rhodes to the inside. Following his back bumper, the 40 of C.E. Falk to his outside, the 17 of Timothy Peters. His car going away a little bit. Ben Rhodes leans on the 17 a little bit that time. Trying to make the pass for the 4th position. CE Falk is just outside the top 5. Now CE dives underneath to make a move and gets into the 11. Caused a little bit of damage too on the 11 of Ben Rhodes. He got into him hard. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out. Did not see the reason for the caution flag. It is our 6th caution flag of the night. Lap 101 at Langley Speedway. This is the halfway point. That is the reason for the caution flag. They will have a chance to work on their automobiles, make some adjustments, get the cars right, then they'll go back on the racetrack in the order they came in. So, a scheduled pit stop for these drivers. And a whole lot more here at Langley Speedway. All right, 10 minutes. They will have 10 minutes to work on their automobiles, and then they'll get back on the racetrack and line up in the order that they were in when they came into pit road. 6 caution flags here at Langley Speedway, and this one being the 6th. First one came out for Jeff Shiflett when he spun. Lynn O'Neill got a piece of that along with Jeremy Grogg. The second caution flag.
Rick, what a great night of racing here. ComServe Corporation, you had the car here, and glad to have you guys on board.
Oh, thanks. We're really pleased to be here, and proud of Nick. We knew he'd do it. He goes 110% every lap, and did a great job. And thanks Langley Speedway for having us here tonight, allowing us to bring the car and represent Verizon, Aquas, Windstacks. And here's to Nick Smith.
Well, Nick, there you go. You pick up another $200 from ComServe Corporation and Rick Kadovic, and that makes $500. Just extra money tonight as you drive, trying to make it 2 wins for you in the Hampton Heat. You picked up, of course, a win in the earlier Hampton Heats, and no one's done a repeat except CE. This could be a repeat, but you got a great car here. But you got some guys running out there, the 99, the 2, and that 17, all battling up front with you.
Yeah, they're all great cars. It was a good first half for us. Just wanted to try to get a good starting spot for the second race, and looking forward to it. And I want to thank Rick for this opportunity here to hold this check with him. And I love this guy. I think he's an awesome guy. I'm proud of everything he does. And we're going to do the best we can do to try to get the little dings beat out of our car. We got into the wall a little bit on the backstretch in the first half, but it's still running good. We're going to do the best we can to be there at the end of this second one. This is the one that really counts. So it's going to be a good race.
Well, it's coming up. Part 2 of the Hampton Heat 200. We thank ComServe Corporation. Rick Kadovic, $200 for Nick Smith here tonight at Langley Speedway.
All right, we're here with Mark Wirtz. Mark, you seem like your car was really good on the long runs. Tell us about your car and what you have planned for the second half of the race.
Well, before we got spun out there in the first half, I felt like we had a third-place car for that first run. Car's pretty good, but not making a whole lot of adjustments. I just got cobbed up in the back and had to work my way back there before the break. Hopefully we'll use the cone a little bit and work our way back to the front. Car's pretty good.
All right, thank you. CE Falk, who has been pushing his way up to the field. Tell us how your car's doing, what you have planned for the second half of the race.
We're fighting a little bit of tight. We're really good in the longer hunt, but we haven't had no longer hunts. It's been a bunch of cautions, and just trying to use the cone to our advantage, and we're about stalled out on the cone, so just kind of start making some passes here and trying to make our way to the rest of the front. So get that lead, man. That's what it's all about, get that 10,000 to win.
All right, we're here with Matt Waltz. Matt, your car seemed to be really good in the first half of the race. Definitely able to compete with the guys from South Boston. Tell us about your car and what your plans are for the second half of the race.
Well, yeah, I think we had pretty good cars. Trying to save tires there in the first half, and the car was a little bit loose, so hopefully we didn't wear the right here too much. We tighten it up and get ready to roll here for the second half. I think we got something more. We'll just have to see how it shakes out. Probably do a little ride in the first 50 again, and then get ready to go at it for the last 50. And try to see if we can't make something happen. I really got to thank all the sponsors, Waltz Engineering Sales, Def County Incorporated, Field Force, Series of All, Pittsburgh Sports, and Thanks Racing League and JP Performance.
We're here with Timothy Peters. Timothy, your car seemed to do really good on the short runs, especially at the beginning of the race. Your car seemed to fade a little at the end there. What have you guys done to change and get ready for the second half?
Just trying to free it up a little bit on the free roll and try to keep that track position.
The reason that Greg Edwards is out once again, transmission. And Greg was hoping for a win tonight and that $10,000 check. It is lap 102 at Langley Speedway. Nick Smith, Peyton Sellers, Matt Waltz, Timothy Peters, and Ben Rhodes, the top 5. St. Leo University cone rule is in effect. Let's see who's going to take it. Well, Timothy Peters is going to give it a shot on the outside, along with C.E. Falk in the Hampton Roads Toyota dealers, number 40. Dunkin' Donuts 55, Mark Wirtz. Then the 4 of Michael Harden. After Michael, it's going to be the 14 on the outside, Trey Gerald. Now to the inside, Nick Smith, Peyton Sellers, the 99, the 2 of Matt Waltz, Ben Rhodes in the 11, then the 7 of Dude Gibbs, the 03 Brendan Queen, the 92 of Casey Wyatt, and then Jeff Shiflett, Danny Edwards, and the rest of the field as we go back to green. Nick Smith leads the field. On the outside, Timothy Peters is going to challenge for that lead. Can he do anything with Nick Smith? He led some laps earlier today. They stack him up a little bit between 3 and 4. Head of steam out of turn number 4 for Nick Smith. He's got the lead over Peyton Sellers. Challenge back here for 4th as Matt Waltz is to the inside of C.E. Falk. They battle it out for 4th. C.E. on the outside of Matt Waltz. Now tucks back in line, or tries to, but the 11 is down there. Ben Rhodes. Ben lets him in. One car goes high on the racetrack between turns 1 and 2. Michael Harden. Casey Wyatt was able to make the pass along with the 14 of Trey Gerald. The 11 down low. Ben Rhodes to the inside of C.E. Falk. And see, he has been working with Ben Rhodes. It looks like he taught him too many tricks, because Ben Rhodes is hanging tough on the inside and staying ahead of one of the best at Langley, C.E. Falk. C.E. followed very closely by Mark Wirtz, the 7 of Dude Gibbs, and the 03 Butterbean, who slices underneath and gets into Dude Gibbs. He almost spins him out. Butterbean gets loose. Gets out of the gas, has to gather it back up. Now he's being challenged by Casey Wyatt down on the bottom, and to the outside, the 14 of Trey Gerald. The 99 and the 17 battle it out. Timothy Peters drops back to 3rd as Peyton Sellers, 99, takes over the 2nd spot. Casey Wyatt underneath and making the move on the 14 of Trey Gerald for 10th. He's got the 90 of Terry Carroll in his back bumper, then Jeff Shiflett and Danny Edwards, Danny's glass, number 26. Top 8 cars nose to tail, and we have a caution flag out. And a spin on the back straightaway for the 91 of Justin Carroll, the reason for the 7th caution flag here on lap 110. It is lap 111 now. The 91 Justin Carroll is pulled into his pits. Well, look at this. Peyton Sellers is going to go to the outside of Nick Smith, along with the 40 of C.E. Falk. He'll try it on the outside. So will Mark Wirtz in the number 55, Casey Wyatt, the 92.9 the Wave car, and Danny Edwards in the 26 also. Danny's Glass Chevrolet will be right behind Casey. And Michael Harden in the 4. And here we go. They're about to turn them loose at Langley. Nick Smith, Peyton Sellers next to each other, going for the victory. It's lap 115 out of 200 for the Hampton Heat 200. Back underway. Green flag flies again. Nick Smith gets a good start. Gets ahead of Peyton Sellers. It's a side-by-side battle for that 3rd spot. And that is Timothy Peters down on the bottom of the racetrack. And a spin on the back straightaway, the 0-1. Jeff Shiflett gets into the wall. Jeff Shiflett tagged the wall on the back straightaway. His car rolls down the bottom of the racetrack. And this is our 8th caution flag. And a hard lick over there for the 0-1 of Jeff Shiflett. His car's not moving either. I hope he's all right. His car stalled out, couldn't get it refired. As Chris Johnson gets his lap back, he will be the lucky dog. Peyton Sellers going to try it again on the outside, along with the 2 of Matt Waltz. Mark Wirtz in the 55. 7, Dude Gibbs. Danny Edwards also. He'll give it a shot. Michael Harden in the 4. And the number 72 is also going to go to the outside. We'll see what Annabeth Barnes can do on the outside. Toyota Tundra, driven by Dave Terrell, will come down pit road, and we are set to go. It's lap 122 out of 200 at Langley Speedway. Green in the air. Nick Smith and the rest of the drivers in the gas. Back underway for the Hampton Heat 200 at Langley Speedway. Peyton Sellers goes to the outside, but gets pinched off a little bit. Almost got into the wall. Timothy Peters comes down low in the 17. Side by side from 3rd all the way back to about 11th or 10th. Casey Wyatt working on the inside. Dude Gibbs on the outside. Also, you got Danny Harrell. I keep saying that. Danny Edwards on the outside of the 03 of Butterbean. Mark Wirtz battling for a top 5 position as the 11 is down low. Ben Rhodes, but up front, a challenge for the lead again. Peyton Sellers, the 99, gets to the bottom, makes the pass on quick Nick Smith, who's back to 2nd. Then it's Timothy Peters, the 2 of Matt Waltz, and the 40 of C.E. Falk down the top 5. Casey White up there in the 8th position, just behind Mark Wirtz, and the 11 of Ben Rhodes, who's 6th and 7th. Butterbean out to the inside of Dude Gibbs. Well, I'm not just saying it because Casey drives for the 92.9 The Wave car, which is the station I work for, but he has done a great job to come up there and be in the position he is in after the problems he had earlier in the night. Bumping and banging with Ben Rhodes and the 40 of C.E. Falk. C.E. has been helping Ben Rhodes, but there's no love lost there, it doesn't look like, as the 11 of Ben Rhodes beating up on his mentor, C.E. Falk, and C.E. is off the case a little bit. Mark Wirtz makes the pass. Mark Wirtz now in the 6th position. Casey Wyatt goes to the outside of Butterbean. Top 4 trying to pull away. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, and Matt Waltz. Butterbean makes the pass on Casey Wyatt. Casey tucks back in line. Danny Edwards, the Danny's Glass, number 26, to the inside of Dude Gibbs, and the 4 also making the move. Michael Harden. Lap 131. Nick Smith is not done with leading this event at Langley Speedway. Closes in again on the back bumper of Peyton Sellers, the 99. And the 17, Timothy Peters, is right there on the back bumper of Nick Smith. Nobody has got away. The farthest they've been separated up front is about 2 to 3 car lengths. And now it's about a car length between the 99 of Peyton Sellers and Nick Smith. Top 10 now after lap 133. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, Matt Waltz, Ben Rhodes, the top 5. Then Mark Wirtz, C.E. Falk, Brendan Queen, Casey Wyatt, and Terry Carroll. Matt Waltz looking to make a move for that 3rd spot. Gets to the inside of Timothy Peters down the front straightaway. Matt Waltz coming back to life in the number 2 car. And he gets loose at the exit of 2. Has to get on the brakes and loses about 3 to 4, 5 positions now. Matt Waltz, who's up there challenging for the 3rd spot, is off the pace. Casey Wyatt goes by, so does Terry Carroll, Danny Edwards, and the 2 off the pace. Matt Waltz, tough break. The guy who's got 3 wins this year and is 3rd in the points and pulls it off the racetrack. Matt Waltz comes to a stop on the back straightaway as the leaders come down. And they will have to put out the caution flag as Matt Waltz pulled his race car off the racetrack. 9th caution flag here at Langley Speedway. That for the 2 of Matt Waltz. Matt Waltz is trying to make the pass on Timothy Peters. Got some damage. He comes into the pits. And they will look at the right front. Maybe something with a suspension on the number 2 of Matt Waltz. And he goes back out. Matt Waltz came into tonight's event second in the points, trying to gain a little bit on C.E. Falk. And C.E., his car is starting to go away too after he got kicked to the outside. Under caution here, our 9th caution flag as they take the hood off the 2 of Matt Waltz, try and get him back out before they cross the start-finish line. He's trying to stay up there on the lead lap, or at least close to it. And it looks like the 8 will be the lucky dog. And that's Jack Madrid. Well, Timothy Peters goes to the outside to use the St. Leo University cone. The 11 of Ben Rhodes is going to try it on the outside. He'll be next to Nick Smith. Mark Wirtz, also Danny Edwards, and the 4 of Michael Harden go to the outside. Dude Gibbs and the 7. And the 36 of Chris Johnson. They will be the drivers that chose the St. Leo cone and went to the outside. Down low, it's going to be Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, and C.E. Falk, the top 3 on the inside. Back underway, the green flag flies on lap 140 at Langley Speedway. Tight racing between turns 1 and 2 as they get back up to speed. Peyton Sellers takes over the lead. Nick Smith to the inside of Timothy Peters, working that second position. Door to door across the start-finish line for second as Peyton Sellers continues to lead. There goes C.E. Falk to the inside of Ben Rhodes. They got together a few laps ago. Butterbean to the inside of Mark Wirtz in the 55. And the Forder got kicked out high. Almost got into the wall. Michael Harden almost lost it, but hangs on to it. C.E. drag races with the 11 of Ben Rhodes, but Butterbean thinks he might be faster than both these guys. Thought about tucking it underneath, gets into the back bumper a little bit on C.E. Falk. Danny Edwards to the inside of Mark Wirtz as they do battle for 7th. What a race here at Langley Speedway. You came out for a great one. Danny Edwards working the inside of Mark Wirtz. Casey White all over the back bumper of Danny Edwards. Lap 145, Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, Ben Rhodes, and C.E. Falk, the top 5. Followed by Brendan Queen, Mark Wirtz, Danny Edwards, Casey Wyatt, Terry Carroll in the top 10. Dude Gibbs, Michael Harden, Eddie Johnson, Chris Johnson, and Paul Green in the top 15 out of the 30 drivers competing tonight for the Hampton Heat. Nick Smith, he's staying right with Peyton Sellers, the 99. Side-by-side battle rages on between Danny Edwards and the 55 of Mark Wirtz. Danny gets him. Now here goes Casey Wyatt on the inside of Wirtz. Great race between these two, battling for the 8th position. Casey Wyatt halfway up next to Mark Wirtz. Mark staying ahead of Casey for the minute. Goes high on the racetrack between 3 and 4. Casey down low. Once again, that is the battle for the 8th position. Casey Wyatt and Mark Wirtz, the Dunkin' Donuts 55 and the 92.9 the Wave car. Casey slipped a little bit that time. Mark Wirtz pulls ahead, takes that position back. 50 laps to go for the Hampton Heat 200 at Langley Speedway, your NASCAR Wheelin' All-American Series, and they're definitely wheeling it tonight. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, and Ben Rhodes and C.E. Falk, the top 5. Butterbean is right there in the 03. Nick Smith closing in on the back bumper of the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Now pushes him at the exit of turn number 2. Dives underneath to take the lead back. Gets almost up halfway next to his race car. Trying to get the nose of the 77 up next to the numbers of the 99, but has to back out of it that time at the exit of turn 4. Peyton Sellers doing a great job. We could have another new winner here at Langley Speedway tonight. Nick Smith gathers up some steam again, closes in to within a half a car length in the turns and a car length on the straightaways. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith, Timothy Peters, Ben Rhodes, and C.E. Falk remain in the top 5. C.E. being pressured by Brendan Butterbean Queen in the 03. That's for 5th. 44 laps to go here at Langley Speedway for lap 200 for the Hampton Heat 200. And what a race. And the incredible field of cars. 30 different NASCAR late model stock cars, the best in the Mid-Atlantic, competing tonight at Langley Speedway. And you know why they're the best. They've shown it tonight. 17 cars on the lead lap. Ben Rhodes challenging the 17 of Timothy Peters for that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, a great battle here between the 72 of Annabeth and Chris Johnson in 36. They get to the inside of the 2 of Matt Waltz, who had some problems when he got loose at the exit of 2 when he was trying to race with Timothy Peters. And now Annabeth goes by, Annabeth Barnes in 72. She has done an outstanding job here at Langley Speedway for the first time. Great to see female racers do good. Peyton Sellers, Nick Smith. They continue to lead, but Nick Smith is going to challenge again for that lead. Trying to get the nose of his car up to the inside rear quarter panel on the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Looks like he's trying to do it again on the inside, down the front straightaway. Nick Smith up halfway next to the 99 as they challenge for the lead. And there's about 10 car lengths between these guys racing for the lead and the 3rd spot for the 17 of Timothy Peters. 77 again, dives on the inside, Nick Smith. 5-time Langley Speedway winner this year. Races door-to-door, dead even across the back straightaway. And again, Nick Smith will lead this lap, but he ain't giving up. Peyton Sellers on that outside. And now he completes the pass at the exit of 2. Nick Smith back in the lead. Peyton Sellers not giving up though, trying to get on the inside of Nick Smith. Smith continues to lead in 77. Sellers, the 99, in 2nd. Half a car length separate those two. Then it's about 6 car lengths back to the 17 of Timothy Peters. Then Ben Rhodes, about a car length and a half back off the back bumper of Timothy in 4th. And C.E. Falk, about 4 car lengths behind. C.E. in 5th. Butterbean, the 03, is all over the back bumper of C.E. for that position. That's for 5th. 7th, it's Danny Edwards, the Danny's Glass Chevrolet, the Dunkin' Donuts 55 of Mark Wirtz, the 92.9 the Wave car of Casey White with the hood missing, and the 7 of Dude Gibbs. They're the top 10. Butterbean really wants to pass C.E. Falk and take that position. That top 5 always looks better than finishing 6th. And he gets to the inside on C.E. Caution flag is out. Caution flag comes out on lap 167 for a spin by Eddie Johnson on the back straightaway at the exit of turn number 2. Eddie Johnson was having a good run tonight. Now he finds himself back in 16th, 17th, and continuing to drop back. Now he gets the car refired. And Eddie Johnson continuing to move. He will pull out ahead of 36 of Chris Johnson, his son. On DVDs and Blu-rays, you'll find those on sale at the Fan Club booth. 1 lap to go. And Peyton Sellers will be to the outside of Nick Smith as he chose to use the St. Leo cone. The 11 of Ben Rhodes also. Danny Edwards, he's going to try it. The outside of CE. The 03 Butterbean, he'll be to the inside of the 7 of Dude Gibbs, who chose to use the cone, along with the 4 of Michael Harden. And the 72, Annabeth Barnes. Casey Wyatt will be to her inside. Pace truck is in. Green flag waving from Shane Snyder. We're back underway at Langley for the Hampton Heat 200, lap 172. We're getting down to the end. Nick Smith has done an outstanding job. Peyton Sellers has 2. He's right there in second. Timothy Peters in the 17. Following his tire tracks at the exit of 4, who is outside the 11 of Ben Rhodes. This is some of the best racing you'll ever see. The best in the Mid-Atlantic. The 11 gets into the wall on the back straightaway as C.E. Falk gives him a shove. C.E. trying to get to the inside. It's getting physical. C.E. makes the pass on the 11 of Ben Rhodes, who gets into him. Gets into the back of C.E. at the exit of 2. I thought these guys were friends. 03 Butterbean to the inside of Danny Edwards. That is a race for the 6th position. Butterbean, he's got 6. Here goes a side-by-side battle again as Mark Wirtz makes the pass on Danny Edwards. Dude Gibbs is going to follow him through, along with Casey Wyatt, a 92.9 the Wave car. Lap 176 up in lights. Nick Smith continues to lead 4 car lengths ahead of Peyton Sellers in the 99. Dude Gibbs and the 26 of Danny Edwards get really close together that time between 3 and 4. As Dude Gibbs by on the inside, Casey Wyatt trying to get some steam up to get on the inside of Danny Edwards, but now follows him right there between 3 and 4. Casey has a little bit of sheet metal hanging on that right front tire. They had to patch that car up. Some of the tape fell off. 72, Annabeth. What an amazing job she has done. She's 12th position in the 72. Annabeth Barnes, 18 years old. And a spin over here, right at the exit of 2, near the rear of the field. That involves Terry Carroll in the 90. Our 11th caution flag. Terry Carroll gets a piece of that, along with the 8. And that's Jack Madrid. Eddie Johnson will get the lucky dog free pass and get his lap back. Until green again, as Eddie Johnson is the lucky dog and will get a lap back. And the Newmart Builders 57. Sowers Construction on the side of the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Peyton goes to the outside, uses the cone along with the 11 of Ben Rhodes, 7 of Dude Gibbs, 26 Danny Edwards, Casey Wyatt, the 92.9 the Wave car, along with the 36 of Chris Johnson. On the bottom, it's going to be the 77 of Nick Smith up in the lead, and the 17, Timothy Peters. 40 of C.E. Falk, Butterbean, the 03, the 55, Mark Wirtz, and the 4 of Michael Harden. We get back underway, back into the green, back into the gas. Lap 185, 15 laps to go for the Hampton Heat 200. C.E. Falk trying to get on the inside of Timothy Peters. He makes some contact. 77, Nick Smith slides up. That opens the door for the 99 of Peyton Sellers to take the lead. Ben Rhodes now on the inside of quick Nick Smith, trying to fight and claw his way back up to the lead and chase down Peyton Sellers. But he's got a handful of Ben Rhodes challenging for that second spot. Unbelievable. Here goes Ben Rhodes again to the inside of Nick Smith in the 77, challenging for the second spot. This allows the 99 of Peyton Sellers to pull away. Contact right here between the 11 and the 77, and also the 17 of Timothy Peters. Definitely getting physical here as we get down to the final laps of the race. Nick Smith gets in the 17, pushes him up the racetrack, dives underneath, takes over the third spot, and again they rub it on each other. Right here as they go into turn number 1, 17, Timothy Peters got into the loose stuff. C.E. Falk makes the pass. Butterbean trying to make the move on the 03 to get to the inside of the 17 of Timothy Peters. Peyton Sellers, 10 laps to go till victory, and he is way out front now. About 10 to 12, maybe 15 car lengths ahead of the 11 of Ben Rhodes back to second. Those guys started banging on each other and tearing up some sheet metal, rubbing on each other like they're doing now between turns 1 and 2 as Butterbean is on the inside, making the move on Timothy Peters for a top 5 finish. Peyton Sellers took advantage of that move that Nick Smith made, and tell you what, tempers are heating up. Lap 192. Peyton Sellers looking for victory here. There's about 20 car lengths now between first and second. Ben Rhodes in second, Nick Smith third, C.E. Falk fourth, and Brendan Queen in fifth. Then Timothy Peters, Mark Wirtz, Dude Gibbs, Michael Harden, Danny Edwards, and Casey Wyatt, Chris Johnson, Paul Green, Annabeth Barnes, Jeremy Grog, Matt Waltz, and Eddie Johnson. The cars in the lead lap. The 17 of 30 different drivers. 5 laps to go for Peyton Sellers. Mark Wirtz racing hard to the inside of the 17 of Timothy Peters. Peters dropping back after being up there in the top 5 all night long. Mark Wirtz trying to take away the 6th position. Side-by-side battle between Mark Wirtz and the 17 of Timothy Peters as the laps wind down to the end. That's a battle for 6. Door-to-door battle between those two. Dude Gibbs watching it out his windshield. Meanwhile, for the second spot, a little slip right there by the 17 of Timothy Peters, who almost got into the turn 4 wall. Nick Smith. He's trying to close in on the back end of Ben Rhodes. Number 11 gets him a little bit loose there. C.E. is there on the back bumper of Nick Smith. Oh, and Nick Smith gets turned by C.E. Falk. Caution flag will come out as C.E. Falk spins around Nick Smith in the 77. Don't know if there's going to be any penalty on the 40 of C.E. Falk, but that was definitely something that would look a little blatant to me. But we'll have to wait and see. C.E. spins the 77 of Nick Smith. Looks like we will have a green-white-checkered shaping up. What a perfect finish to a perfect race at Langley Speedway. Back here at Langley Speedway, lap 203. Yes, it is the Hampton Heat 200. Cone rule is in effect. CE will be to the outside of the 99 of Peyton Sellers. Thought there may be a penalty on CE, but they say there's not. As he got into the 77 of Nick Smith, spun him around. And here we go, about to do a green-white-checkered with Peyton Sellers in the lead. The 40 of C.E. Falk on the outside. 3 wide in between turns 1 and 2, but up front it is Peyton Sellers who leads. C.E. Falk, the 11 of Ben Rhodes, 77. Nick Smith clawing his way back to the inside of the 55 of Mark Wirtz. And into the 11 is Nick Smith. Gets him loose, takes over the 3rd spot. And Ben Rhodes falling back like a rock. Checkered flag, and the winner of the race is Peyton Sellers. What a race. The Hampton Heat 200 lived up to it. Peyton Sellers wins over C.E. Falk. Nick Smith comes back to finish third. What a great race. Top three, Peyton Sellers, C.E. Falk, and Nick Smith. Then Mark Wirtz in fourth. Dude Gibbs in fifth. Brendan Queen in sixth. Ben Rhodes seventh. Eighth is Michael Harden. Timothy Peters ninth. Danny Edwards 10th. Chris Johnson 11th. Paul Green 12th. Annabeth Barnes 13th. Jeremy Grogg 14th. Eddie Johnson 15th. Terry Carroll 16th. Matt Waltz 17th. And Casey Wyatt is 18th after problem on that last lap. Jack Madrid in the 19th position. Matt Bowling 20th. Jeff Shiflett finishes 21st. Trey Jarrell in the 22nd. JT Jackson 23rd. Justin Carroll 24th. Lynn O'Neill 25th. 26th, Dean Shiflett. Joe Scarborough is 27th. Greg Edwards, after that transmission problem, Greg finishes the 97 and 28th. Shane Lockhart, the 95 29th. And Dwayne Shreves, the 38, was 30th. Peyton Sellers, another new winner here at Langley Speedway. Let's take it down trackside. Chuck Hall, what a race.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, Hampton Heat number 6 lived up to everything. You had a great crowd, had a great car count, and a great finish. And a new winner will enter the books as a Hampton Heat winner. And we'll talk to Peyton Sellers here in just a matter of moments in the 99 car. Wonder if he's going to Disneyland. No, he's coming to Hampton to visit. Reverend Potter with some cool, refreshing Aquafina water. Here it is. It could be a perfect night for you there. 4 races, 4 brand new winners in Victory Lane here at Langley Speedway. He'll take a moment to collect himself and our friends from the city of Hampton, the Hampton Heat 200, number 6. And believe you me, number 7 is already in preparation for next year. Bigger and better than ever. Thank you, man. It's coming. We need a hat, though. We need a Hampton. There you go. Got a hat here. Well, he wants to put that on for those photographs. Absolutely.
Here you go. Here you go.
Now, before you give out that champagne, we want to remind the ladies you might want to watch out because they sure do like to.
He was second in points at Motor Mile. He came down here tonight to gamble on winning. He did it. Of course, he didn't know it was going to rain out in Motor Mile. And I asked him yesterday, I said, you know, you could be sacrificing a championship at Motor Mile. He said, whatever it is what it is. I'm here to race. What a great race.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Sellers. If somebody wants the honors there, help yourself there. You know how to use that. Peyton, man, what a day. And, you know, last-minute decision. Hey, we're going to go run at Langley Speedway. We're going to run that famous Hampton Heat race. You come down here, 30 cars. Man, victory lane. What a feeling.
God's always right on time. I tell you, the good Lord put us right there at the end. And, man, that's what the fans come to see right there. I have no regrets right there at the end. I made a late dive on Nick, and he come down. He was committed. His spotter couldn't tell him, but hey, man, that's what it's all about, $10,000. What a job by everybody in Hampton, all the fans out tonight. This is unbelievable to see this many people here tonight watching a short track race, and unbelievable. I just like to thank everybody that got me here today. We had an opportunity to go to Motor Mile, and we're second in points up there, and we got a really good car up there, but we made the commitment to come here because of the people of Hampton and the people at Langley Speedway here. They've treated us so good in the past, and we just wanted to take this opportunity to come down here and run with you guys. And man, this is awesome to be in Victory Lane, and just unbelievable. We got rained out at Motor Mile, so good Lord was working all the way around this weekend. But man, what about this Banks engine? You see this thing off the corner? It was jumping down the straightaway. So Banks engines. This is a car that my brother HC and all the guys here in the shop built, homemade car. It's pretty sporty though. Got to thank Sowers Construction, AR Racing Bodies, St. Lawrence Radiology. Everybody that's here tonight, there's been a lot of people. It's, you know, we've got a Hedgecock front clip on this thing, and it's turning like it needs to, and back end's getting it off the corner, and man, what an unbelievable night. I got my family here with me. What more is life?
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a new winner. We've had 6 of these races only, and we've had 5 new winners. And tonight we had 4 races with 4 brand new winners for 2013. So you made it a perfect fix tonight, putting the 99 in victory lane.
Absolutely. Anytime you come to a green-white-checkered and you got CE Falk on the outside and all the guys that are behind us, man, it was a close race. Nobody run away with it tonight. And Nick probably had a little better car on the long run, but, hey, this old hot rod got it done on the short run.
I'm watching the crew back here because they have a little bubbly, I think. And before we do that, let's bring our sponsors in first. And Sally, gang from the city of Hampton, bring what he's waiting for. Here he comes, and our sponsors, Sally. What a great night of racing here at Langley Speedway. Very successful Hampton Heat. And thank you and everyone at the city for making this possible.
Chuck, thank you for all that you've done, and congratulations on a wonderful race. We were at our nails biting the whole time. Y'all had kept us enthralled. We want to present you this trophy and this check on behalf of the city of Hampton for winning the Hampton Heat number 6 tonight.
Absolutely. I just think so much, man. It's awesome to see the people of Hampton get behind a racetrack like this. And short track racing took a little lull a few years ago, and it's going stronger than ever right now. And our car counts show it tonight, and it's just a blessing to be able to have you guys involved with this track.
We're real pleased to be able to sponsor and be partners with Langley Speedway and Bill Mullis and Chuck here, because y'all do such a wonderful job. We're really proud of all of y'all.
Well, Peyton, you know what it is. It's a big check. $10,000, ladies and gentlemen. He drives the 99. Peyton Sellers, your winner in Hampton Heat 200. His name will go in the record book. And I got to ask him, Hampton Heat 2000 or 2014. Can we expect the reigning champion to come back?
Without a doubt.
There you go. He's going to come back next year, everybody. Peyton Sellers will wait.